Hey guys, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of Legends of Tomorrow Season 5 review series. And today I'm going to be talking about episode 10, Ship Broken, and as I said at the end of the last video that I did, this was an episode that I was very much looking forward to talking about, and the idea of it sounded silly on paper, but it actually ended up being surprisingly a very good episode. And I would say, in my honest opinion, regarding Season 5 of Legends of Tomorrow, I wouldn't say this season has been perfect, because there has been a couple of little clunkers and a couple of little silly moments, but by and large I would probably say, and I've said this countless times in previous videos, but I would say that Season 5 has been a lot better than Season 4, and as I've said many times before, I didn't like Season 4 at all. I thought it was absolutely terrible, and the only two people that carried that whole season was Ray Palmer and Nora Dark, who we've now sadly have lost in this season because Brandon Routh and his wife Courtney Ford have sadly left the show. So there's been a little hole there left in the Legends of Tomorrow show, but I would say that aside from that, this season has been pretty good. It's been not too bad actually. There's been a few episodes that I've actually enjoyed watching a lot, and this episode, as I've said already, it sounds stupid on paper, but when I actually watched it, it actually turned out to be really good. And there were some interesting things in this episode, and one of them being that we see Sarah Lance is now blind, so that makes for something very, very interesting. And Gary's dog, which is a therapy dog, yes, it sounds stupid, but there is a little twist to that dog, which I will get into momentarily, but it's a really cool twist. Sounds silly, I know, but when I talk about it, you'll understand that, oh, that's how it was. Okay, that's pretty interesting. But overall, this episode was really good and I enjoyed it a lot. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So, let's get right into it. Let's talk about episode 10, Ship Broken. So we see at the beginning of this episode, we see Mick take his daughter Lita on board the Wave Rider for the weekend as she is studying her history subject for her high school. Meanwhile, we see Gary bring along his new therapy dog, who is called Gary Jr., and we see Charlie is attempting to utilise the Loom of Fate to revive Zari's brother Birad. However, she comes up short, making the ship lose its power. Sarah Lance wakes up from her trance-like state to find that she has gone blind, but has also gained the power to see in the future with certain people, whoever she comes into contact with. So that's quite an interesting power in itself, and that made this episode very, very interesting. So we see Mick is trying to get close to his daughter Lita by helping her do her history studies with Nate, who, as we all know, is a history time expert. The legends discover that the loom sections have disappeared and the Wave Rider was disrupted. Of course, they all blame Astra, but it turns out it's not actually Astra at all. In the wake of all this, we hear a voice advising Gary to murder whenever a junior dog is around, and Zari discovers a film of the dog group crushing the boat. Sarah and the others understand that the dog is to be faulted. Gary uncovers the truth that Gary Jr. was actually a salvage from hell, which causes Ava to understand that Jr. is really a hellhound who is known as the son of Sam's demon dog named Marchotilus. After Gary stops Marchosis from making Nate kill Zari, Marchosis reveals that he was going to kill them all anyway because he hates humans. Go figure. We then see Constantine sends Marchosis back to hell, and Gary recoups the parts of the loom, where Ava takes Sarah back to the medbay to fix her visual deficiency. However, Gideon can't discover anything amiss with her, and she is unable to get Sarah's sight back, and that pretty much sets up for episode 11. But as I said, overall, this episode was a lot of fun, and the idea of a dog being possessed by a demon, it sounds stupid on paper, but when I actually saw it, it was actually pretty cool, really. Although I would have liked to have seen the dog maybe grow a little bit bigger and have some red eyes or some flames coming out of its mouth or something like that. But yeah, this was a really good episode, and I like the idea of Sarah being able to touch people and seeing into their future, what their fate could be. So that could make for a very interesting story for the next few episodes, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how Sarah will have her sight restored. Maybe when they complete the mission, maybe she might get her powers back, or maybe Astra knows how to restore her sight back. But time will tell, really. But I enjoyed this episode a lot, and seeing Mick show his daughter the secret chamber where he keeps all his jewellery and gold was quite interesting, and it was funny to see Lita trying to persuade Mick to sell all the jewellery off and make loads of money out of it. And you know, in the old days, Mick Rory and Leonard Snart were all about making money the easy way and thieving, but it is quite interesting to see how much Mick Rory has changed since he first appeared in the Arrowverse back in season 1 of The Flash. That's like nearly over 6 years ago now, and he's gone from being a full-blown villain to an anti-hero to a hero in his own right. I mean, he still has those old classic Mick Rory tendencies that we all know and love, but he has changed a lot. But even though he'll never publicly admit it, but he has truly lived up to the name Legend, in my opinion. And along with Sarah, he's the only original left on the Wave Rider. Everybody's gone, and I think they mentioned back in season 4 that him and Sarah were the only two left when they started this, and it really hits home hard. And yeah, you can really see how much the character Mick Rory has grown a lot, and I'm enjoying it so far. And so far, some of his scenes have been really good, but the idea of him being a stubborn alcoholic is getting a little bit old, but it's still fun though. But anyway, aside from all that, great episode, enjoyed it a lot, really looking forward to seeing how this will all play out in episode 11, so that should make for a very fun review. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on episode 10 of Legends of Tomorrow? Did you think it was good? What's your thoughts on Sarah being blind now? Do you think the Legends could use this to their advantage, or do you think there might be a twist to this? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will be back next time for another edition of Legends of Tomorrow Season 5 review series, where I'll be talking about episode 11. And yeah, I don't know really, this episode 11, I won't go into too much, but I don't think I enjoyed episode 11 that much, but I'll still talk about it anyway. I mean, there might be some cool stuff that I remember, which was good, but yeah, from what I remember of episode 11, I don't think I enjoyed it that much. But as I said, that's for another review for another time. So until next time, take care everybody and stay safe.